Hello again, Andy with Handy Andy Handyman, and we are out today. It's funny, we worked on this house probably 10 years ago, 8 years ago, and just to be back out here is kind of funny. So we recycle through every once in a while. So what we're looking at here is this house. At some point, we didn't do this work, but this house was re-sided with Nichi siding. We talk about it all the time. It's not a defective siding, it's just a knockoff of Hardi plank for us. We'd rather have Hardi plank, and so you can see where the siding on the back of the house is literally falling apart, and you'll see it on the other side over here as well. So we'll come back in with Hardi plank. This face of siding, somebody else replaced this not very long ago, and so they did one side. You know, and it's okay with what they did. If you look at the spacing, some of the siding isn't even, and what you're looking for in some stuff is you want to make sure you're using the right caulk. In defense of these contractors, it's hard to find good caulk. So anywhere you see a black line up and through here, this area right here, that's wide open, so the water's getting in. They didn't do this work over here. And so on the face of this chimney, and you see the difference in the graining, this is all Nichi siding. We're not gonna do anything about it right now because the homeowner's gonna repaint probably next year, and we'll give them a price to do that as well. But you can see the change in thickness. This siding is starting to delaminate, and you'll see some of it down here. We're not going to fix it now, but over the next couple of years, these lower pieces will literally crumble apart. And you can see that here. When the homeowner had me come out today, I was kind of in shock that this was the same house that I'd worked on years ago. You see the streaking here in the siding. They just had new gutters in, and it looks like they did put in some kick-out flashing up there. But all this siding, see the thickness of it? It's literally Nichi, it's falling apart, all of it. Right here, it's hard in this angle. See how thick that blackness is right there? In this area right here, if I get up on a ladder and just push my finger into that siding, it'll just crumble and fall apart. So there's nothing defective about Nichi. It's just not siding that you want on a dormer, on a chimney, or any area like at the bottom here where you've got a concrete pad. Any water that gets past that gutter or on the sidewall here is going to splash and hit the bottom edge. The other stuff we talk about all the time, it's really easy to see on this house. This house was spray painted. And again, we're not going to do anything about it right now, but spray painters will talk to you about the coverage on the siding. If you look at the bottom edge, can you see the roughness in there? That's because it was sprayed and not brushed. So they tell you how much greater spray painting, you get a better coat, better coverage. Spray painting is only best for the guy doing it, because I can spray paint this house in a day versus hand painting. It'll take me a week. And unfortunately for this homeowner, and it's understandable, they've got all these dings on the side of the house from the roofing crew was just throwing shingles off. And even though the company that did this job is a pretty well-known company and does great work, their sub crews just made a mess on this one. So for us, we're going to fix also these corner boards. The fellows that did the job here, they did this joint here, and I don't know if you can see it real well, but that's a horizontal cut because they needed a 16-foot 8-piece on the chimney, and they only could get 16 footers. Instead of getting a 20-footer and just cutting it off as one piece and have no joint, this is what they did. They put a little Bondo in there to seal that gap, but they actually split the corner board when they nailed it. We love wood trim. You want to back prime and seal all 6 faces, it'll never rot. This one, when we pull those pieces apart, you're going to see that the bottom edge of the top edge of the small piece here, inside that joint is going to be unfinished wood, and because it's unpainted or primed, it absorbed water like a sponge. The split on the bottom is when they nailed it, so they knew it was split when they left it, and they just walked away and didn't caulk it or do anything. So we'll come up a little bit further here, and you can kind of see the bumped out edge right there. See that shadow? That's what they did. They reversed it on either side. So we'll rework those. You want cuts like that on an angle. You want a 45 cut. So what you're looking at is you want to have this kind of a cut like here, my finger angled out at a 45. Makes a nice joint, back prime and seal it. It'll never rot. All of our Hardi plank projects come with a fully transferable lifetime warranty. It's always been that way. My brother and I run a crew of about 25, 26 right now, depending on the day of the week. We're having the same issue that everybody has. We've got about a core of 10, 12 guys that have been with us for years, and they're not going anywhere, but everybody else, we got to train them. They have personal issues, whatever's going on with them, so our numbers go up and down. But we love doing this kind of work. We've been doing it for all these years. I'm Andy. See you at the next house. Bye for now.